It's Linda Cobb, and you are talking dirty with the Queen of Clean. Welcome to today's show. On today's show, we are going to talk about some really pesky, miserable things that buzz and some that don't. We're going to get rid of mosquitoes. I'm going to tell you a horror story about mosquitoes in my house that you will not believe, so don't miss that. I'm going to tell you how to keep flies out of the house, how to get bird poop off the house. I got a lot of great tips for you today. And before we get started, I want to remind you, if you have a question that you want to ask me, you don't have to wait. You can go right to queenofclean.com, click on the box marked library, type in the keywords to your question, and up will pop answers. Pick the one that's best for you, and it's all free. And you can watch all my hundreds and hundreds of videos on my YouTube channel too, so don't miss it. Now, let's get started with today's show. I'm not going to make you wait. I am going to tell you about the Queen's little palace of horrors. I never thought anything like this could ever happen to me, or to anybody for that matter. So this is what happened. A couple of months or so ago, we started noticing mosquitoes in the house. Now, we used the slap and kill method of control, thinking it was just a mosquito that got in the house. Then we started noticing mosquitoes every day. Now, not tons of them, just a few, but they became consistent. And I noticed I was scratching little mosquito bites more frequently, and so was my husband. I knew there had to be an answer inside the house, so I started paying close attention. It didn't take me long to realize that the mosquitoes were always in a guest bathroom. That led me to the conclusion that they were originating in there. After tons of research, I learned that mosquitoes like drains. They're moist, they're dark, they have everything a mosquito could ever want, and they're a great place to raise a family. And can I tell you that one mosquito can have 300 offspring? That's a pretty big family. They are terrible when they're in there. The buzzing is miserable. And thinking of finding them there is just something that doesn't come to your head. Yuck! And you know, this is a particular problem in bathrooms that aren't used often, and that was my answer. During COVID, our frequent company wasn't coming and staying with us, so that shower had no particular use for a year or more. I decided to take a cup of baking soda and dump it over and into the drain, and then follow that with a couple of cups of white vinegar. I let the science experiment begin as it bubbled up. I left and I came back 30 minutes later, and I knew I had found my problem. And I got to tell you, I still can hardly describe it. I was so shocked. Dead mosquitoes had bubbled up all around the drain. I swear that those offspring of 300 were now laying dead in my shower. I would have taken a picture, but I was so grossed out that I turned on the hot water and I let it run for 10 minutes. Then I waited a day and I repeated this. Mosquitoes gone. Now, of course, I am the Queen of Clean, so I did this to every single shower except the one we use daily. I even did the sinks. Now, I never found any more mosquitoes like that. Why am I sharing this? Because, I'm a little bit embarrassed. Because during my research, I found out that there are also things known as drain flies that love to live there too. Start off the year right. If you have any bathroom that is not used, follow my lead and use the baking soda and vinegar. Now, not all the baking soda is going to go down the drain. That's okay. Get what you can down the drain and then just pour the vinegar around it so that it goes down the rest of the way. If you should find you have a serious problem not taken care of by the baking soda vinegar solution, there is a product called Green Gobbler. That's Green Gobbler. It is a safe drain cleaner. It sinks into the drain, clogging, liquefies organic matter like hair and soap scum, and it's non-damaging to your drain pipes. It unchokes, cleans, and clears the bathroom drains, no matter how wide or narrow they are, and it does it pretty much instantly. This drain opener is safe to use in pipes, toilets, sinks, tubs, showers, and it's even safe on septic systems. It's non-corrosive to the pipes and does not contain bleach or sodium hydroxide. Now, I didn't have to use that, but just in case you find you have a problem where you do, I will put a link at the end of today's show write-up so that you can find it easily. And just talking about these mosquitoes makes me go, ew, and it makes me feel like I want to go back in that half bath and do it again. So now I want to tell you how to keep mosquitoes away. Now, there's a great spray you can use as a repellent for your yard and patio. And total honesty here, I am not sure why this works, but it totally does. There was a radio host way back that my grandma used to listen to called Paul Harvey. And every year he got thousands and thousands of requests for this repellent. You got to say what's not to like. It's safe, it's natural, it won't harm kids or pets, and it won't even kill any other insects. It just repels mosquitoes. Now, when I tell you the ingredients, you're going to go, oh, you're kidding me. But I'm not, so give it a try. Mix this up, put it in a sprayer, and spray your yard, your patio area, and take it along to an outdoor party to keep the nasty bugs away. Your host is going to thank you, and you are going to have a ton of requests for the recipe, so make sure you write it down before you go. This is what you need. And I'll repeat it twice in case you're laughing so hard the first time. You need 1 large bottle of cheap blue mouthwash. Yes, it has to be blue mouthwash. Blue mouthwash is mint, and mosquitoes don't like mint. Then you need 3 cups of Epsom salts. Now, where can you get these things? You can get them in a store, a drugstore, you can get them on Amazon, any place like that. And this last one, you know where you can get it. You need 3 bottles of cheap beer, and you need to open it and allow it to go stale. You do not want any carbonation. So I want to tell you this again, just in case you missed part of it. You need 1 large bottle of cheap blue mouthwash. You need 3 cups of Epsom salts, and that is in the drugstore usually. You need 3 bottles of cheap beer, opened and allowed to go stale. You're simply going to mix the ingredients together, making sure that you dissolve the Epsom salts really well. Now, I put it together in a large container, and I whisk it with a whisk, and then I let it sit a little while to kind of dissolve the salts, and then I'll whisk it again before I try to use it or pour it into anything else. You use a sprayer to spray your yard, your patio, and any area that you want to deter mosquitoes. Now, if you don't have a whole yard you want to use it on, you can pour some of it into a regular spray bottle. But if you're doing a garden yard sprayer is the way to go. Now, this formula will last about 80 days, depending on the severity of rain that you get. And you're just going to respray it as needed. And you can leave it in the sprayer and reuse it. And like I said, I don't know. I don't know whether it's the repellent of the mint mouthwash, whether they don't like their beer warm and stale. I couldn't tell you, but it works so well, you will not believe it. Now, this next one is a DIY mosquito repellent spray for your body. And I have a couple of these for you. And the great thing about these is they don't have any DEET in them. They're safe for your kids. You don't have to worry about where you spray them, who you spray them on. You're not using harmful chemicals. And these actually do work really well. I've tried them myself because I am mosquitoes love me. I don't know what it is. They say it's blood type, and I'm a type O. But I don't know what it is, but mosquitoes do love me. This is how you're going to make your mosquito repellent for your body. Now, it not only repels mosquitoes, it repels flies and other insects too. You will take 2 tablespoons of witch hazel. That's WITCH, the name hazel, HAZEL. 2 tablespoons of witch hazel. It's an astringent toner type thing. Look for it in grocery stores and drugstores. It's very inexpensive. Then you need 2 tablespoons of one of these, or a combination of them. It doesn't matter, but you have to have 2 tablespoons. These are called carrier oils, and they are what deliver the punch of what's going to deter the mosquito. So you can use grapeseed oil, jojoba oil, almond oil, olive oil, or even neem oil. And neem oil contains natural insecticidal compounds. Then you're going to take 1/2 teaspoon vodka, and the vodka is a preservative, and you'll use 100 to 110 drops of essential oils. Now, you can mix this up in a spray bottle, but I bought some really great little roller ball bottles, and I put it in there and keep it in my purse. And that way, if I'm out somewhere and there's some mosquitoes around, I've got something to use. And I carry it with my grandkids all the time. Now, let me give you some ideas with this. First of all, you're going to add the witch hazel and your choice of oil to a small bottle. And a 3 or 4 ouncer works well because there's room to shake it up good. So once you do that, you can always put it into that roller bottle. You add your essential oils, and each time before you use it, you shake it really, really well. Now, natural bug repellent will need to be reapplied every few hours to be maximum effective. And what I suggest to you is this one, and I found it works really well for me. 55 drops of lemon eucalyptus essential oil. Now, it's been reported by the CDC to be a good natural substitute for DEET in repelling insects, but they do not recommend it for children under 3. So keep that in mind. You will add 15 drops of cedarwood essential oil, and you will add 15 drops of lavender essential oil. Now, there are different types of lavender oil, and the one that I suggest you choose is a special one that is a stronger one and has more insecticidal properties. And I'll make sure you have a link to that at the end of today's post. And remember that you can always go to my website and look at As Seen on TV or any one of those areas and find this entire written formula that you can print. Now, this homemade mosquito repellent is great for mosquitoes, flies, and other annoying warm season bugs, and you can tweak it to your liking with different essential oils. So I want to just read the ingredients one last time for you. 2 tablespoons of witch hazel, 2 tablespoons of one of the following, either grapeseed oil, jojoba oil, almond oil, or olive oil or neem oil, 1/2 teaspoon of vodka, and 100 to 110 drops of one of the essential oils that have bug repelling properties. And remember, I said I used 55 drops of lemon eucalyptus, 15 drops of cedarwood eucalyptus, and 15 drops of lavender, and 15 drops of rosemary. Now, another simple one is a simple mosquito repellent for your skin. This one, you're going to take 2 ounces of water, 2 ounces of apple cider vinegar. You will take 20 to 25 drops of bug-off oil. Now, bug-off oil is all natural, and it's made with a mix of citronella, peppermint, lemongrass, cedarwood, and geranium. And I have a link to that for you at the end of this. Now, for bug bites, what can you do? And boy, this one matters to me because they chew me up. This is simple. You're going to need apple cider vinegar, lavender, and lemon eucalyptus oil. Now, the acidic property of the apple cider vinegar is an excellent neutralizer to the stinging sensation caused by these insect bites. You're going to put 2 ounces of apple cider vinegar with the lavender oil, and I use about 15 drops of that. And then you'll use about 10 drops of eucalyptus oil and put that in a spray bottle. Then you shake it and apply it to your bites, and it really does help tame those down. Now, if you have the particularly nasty, itchy ones that just make you want to claw your skin, This one works very, very well, and it's real simple. It's you get that stinging sensation, you want to scratch it, and it will also keep it from getting infected if you do scratch it. So you're going to mix 10 drops of peppermint and 10 drops of tea tree oil together and put it in some carrier oil. I use, maybe a tablespoon or so of one of my oils. Now, one of those oils, again, is almond, jojoba, olive, grapeseed oil, those kind of things. And you always mix it together so as a carrier, it carries your essential oils to your skin. Now, the cooling sensation of the peppermint will take the itchiness out. And the antifungal property of the tea tree oil will help treat the bites. It really works great. So again, you want a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of your carrier oil. You're going to mix 10 drops of peppermint oil, 10 drops of tea tree oil together, shake it up good, and you'll be good to go, and the itching will go away right away. Now, there's a lot of other bug-repelling essential oils. You've got your citronella, your thyme, your eucalyptus, your cypress oil, rose geranium oil, lemon oil, cinnamon oil, and I have all those listed on this. So if you go to queenofclean.com and type into the library mosquitoes, all of the recipes that I've given you here will come up, and you can print those off, and it's free to do so. So I really urge you to do that and have it on hand for when you need it. Now, I want to jump in and talk to you about repelling flies, because people are asking me about flies constantly. And flies are the dirtiest things in the world. So this is kind of a simple thing. You want a combination of vinegar and dish soap to make a nice natural trap for flies. Now, this is what you're going to do. You're going to mix about 1 inch of apple cider vinegar with a few drops of dish soap inside a tall glass or jar. Now, I like to use like a jelly jar or something like that I've repurposed because, let's face it, you don't want to reuse it for anything else. And it's really important when you mix this up that you just use a couple drops of dish soap, because you want the flies to smell that apple cider vinegar, but you want them to fall into the dish soap and not be able to get back out. So you're going to stretch a piece of plastic wrap over the cup and secure it with a rubber band. It makes it like a little trampoline, and then poke some holes through the plastic with a toothpick. The flies will be attracted to the vinegar, but upon entering the cup, they will be drowned by the dish soap. It's amazing. And when you see them in there, toss them. Now, I'll tell you one thing I do is I don't use a clear container because I don't want to look at them if they're in there. So I just spray paint an old bottle or whatever, wrap something around it. That way I don't have to look at it, and I can sit it, like lots of times I'll sit it by my sink, because that's where flies come, where you're preparing food. So give that a try. Now, essential oils are another good way to repel flies. Things like peppermint, lavender, thyme, cinnamon, and lemon can keep flies away. And all you want to do is add 10 drops of your chosen essential oil, or you can combine them if you want, with 2 cups of water and 2 cups of vodka. And it needs to be plain vodka, not one of the flavored ones. Like the other mixtures, you spray it in all of your entryways or any area where flies gather. And it's great at repelling them. Now, another thing I've had a ton of questions about, and I've seen some in my own house, is spiders. And I hate spiders. One lady told me that she'd been having an ongoing battle with a spider in her bedroom, and she can't even sleep in there. It grosses her out so much. And she'll be laying in there in the dark watching TV, and she'll see it come down on its little web and dangle there in front of the TV. So she really wants to get rid of that spider. So this is what you're going to need. You're going to take a spray bottle, and you'll fill the bottle with one of these natural spider repellents. And what you want to do with those is spray them around your doors, your windows, and in room corners, places like that. Maybe in the corners by windows in the kitchen. And what you want to do is you want to take 5 cloves of smashed fresh garlic. So 5 cloves of smashed fresh garlic. Put in a spray bottle with 2 cups of water. Now, let it sit for a few hours to let that garlic get into that water, and then give it a really good firm shake. that pretty well will do it. They do not like that garlic. It's not like they're going to have an Italian feast, I guarantee you. Now, spiders also hate peppermint and citrus. So you can mix about 10 to 15 drops of peppermint oil or a citrus essential oil. That could be orange or lemon, lime, even grapefruit, to every 2 cups of water. And you can add a couple of drops of dishwashing liquid. And Castile soap, for those of you who like to be totally natural, Castile soap works really, really well, and it gives a great power to that formula. So you're going to use 10 to 15 drops of your essential oil, one or a combo, to every 2 cups of water. Spray that around, and that will keep them away. And another thing that I recently found that really works is to blend a small handful of tomato leaves. So if you're growing tomatoes, or if somebody in your neighborhood is, tomato leaves, they do not like that. And I usually throw them in my small processor to grind them up. And I mix it with 2 cups of water and 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. And I shake it really, 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 really well. Spray it around, and that will keep them away. Now, what about getting rid of spider webs and keeping them away? First of all, turn out the lights outside, because many insects are attracted to the light, and spiders are attracted to the all-you-can-eat buffet of insects. So turn off those outdoor lights when you're inside so the bugs will buzz off elsewhere, and hopefully the spiders will follow. And if outdoor lighting is a must for you, try to keep the fixtures and the bulbs away from the doors. That will make a difference too. And one last thing today. I've had several people writing asking me about bird poop. And I'm going to kind of group that in with my spider mosquito medley here today. To clean bird dropping stains, use a solution of vinegar and dishwashing liquid. You'll mix 1 cup of white vinegar, 1 cup of water, 2 teaspoons of dishwashing liquid. Spray that or pour that on the stains and let it sit for about 15 minutes. And then you can blast it off with a strong flow of water from the hose. Now, if any scrubbing is required, use a brush or a broom on a handle so you don't have to get too close to it, because bird droppings are not pleasant and they are not healthy for us either. So use care when you're doing that. Well, I hope you're going to join me again next week. If you have anything you'd like me to discuss, send it to me, Linda Cobb at queenofclean.com. Linda Cobb at queenofclean.com. Today's been a lot of fun, and I probably am going to go clean the drain in my bathroom again. The mosquito thing just grosses me out. So you guys have a great day, and thanks for talking dirty with the Queen of Clean.